How are they? Hi, Griff. Hi, Mom. Hi, everybody. I love you.
It's so nice to have everybody back together. It's like an extended family.
Are you on pain medication? Can you still see dead people?
I can still see dead. I only took pain meds for 3 days, and then
Okay,
I
that was
just
it.
I couldn't do it. I had a reaction to it. It's just not fun.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Oh, I so disagree with you, Jamie, but okay. Did you see dead people when you took it or no?
no, it was all gone. It was all
It is
gone.
so weird how everyone's body has such different chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like alcohol. I don't like any of those things, but pain meds make me feel like only a certain kind, not a very strong kind, make me feel like I can clean the house, do anything. And nobody ever understood that because it makes them want to sleep and
Yeah,
foggy. And yeah. Have you ever known anyone really mentally ill, Jamie, that you loved?
only with like dementia and Alzheimer's. That's it.
It shows up the same way, like, kind of.
And they were both very kind and loving
Yeah.
dementia,
Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Well, it's good when
Oh,
they're kind and loving. My mom was a sweetheart when she had dementia, but she was on that medication. Matter of fact, when Griffen died, I asked for that medication because the doctor goes, "Why do you think you need that medication?" And I go, "Because my mom is so sweet and I want to be like that. She never says anything mean or anything. That drug is a miracle." And he started laughing. He goes, "You don't need that yet, but yeah, that is a miracle drug." She was so sweet on that. Like, she never said a mean thing, Jamie, ever. I was like, I want that drug.
she says, didn't need to.
I know, right? I want to ask a couple questions. I joined this page and it's a brain injury page and it's for PTSD, brain injuries. Like, these are women that have been in car accidents, or athletes that had soccer hits, or so they're women and men, football players, car accidents, anything, brain surgeries. So I'm hearing the actual people talk, the Erics. So I'm real careful about what I say, even though I feel like I can relate with so much of them with my depression. But they seem so funny and nice. Like, there's one guy that's really funny on there, and he's a mess. Like, he doesn't work or anything because his brain is injured from football. But he talks so sweet, and he all these people acknowledge that they have it, but you hear every day one of them wants to give up. Like, there's a lady today that I read. She said, "I'm at the end of my rope. I want to give up." And people just say encouraging words to her or whatever. So what would you guys say to somebody that has a brain injury? Like, because everybody asks, like, what medicines have you found that help? None. Some people say weed. They said they can't drink because it's an inflammation drug. It's an inflammation drug. And they need anti-inflammatory diets. Like, what would you guys tell somebody that's living a life that every other day they want to die? Like, because they feel like people say, "You're lazy, you need a job," like the things they say, that they have a legitimate brain injury, but you can't see it, like a hole in your ankle where I could say, "Treat that." See that hole in the ankle? you know and in 2019 we still don't have a lot of help for these people. And you guys, there's thousands of members on this thing, and they're very kind people, but they're struggling, you know and it's interesting to hear.
Griffin's jumping in. He
Okay.
says, the first thing I'd want to tell them is do their research on CBD
Okay.
and definitely do the research on reaching a saturation level inside of the body. It's not just
Okay.
about taking, 2 sprays underneath the tongue 3 times a day.
Okay.
There is a regimen where you take so much that you will feel sleepy for days. You'll need somebody to be with you, to care for you.
Okay.
Then once there's a certain level of CBD
Okay.
within the body,
Okay.
it is now fighting the inflammation, and it's
Okay.
changing the way that the head trauma is healing,
Okay.
functioning.
Okay.
Griffin says, out of all the things that are out there, this one is the most accessible.
Okay.
It's not researched enough on what it can possibly do,
Okay.
and there are very, very, very little side effects.
Okay.
He says,
CBD with THC in it or without THC? Okay, without.
without.
Okay. And reach a saturation level. Would you say morning and night dose or just night dose? Because the sleeping is a major problem for these people too. Like that's the first sign. They don't sleep.
Oh yeah, if it's not 2 doses a day, it could be 3 doses, but they are
Okay.
doses. They're not
Right.
sprays, they're not drops, they're not in
Okay.
tiny pills. It
Okay.
is a dose, and
Right.
it depends on the person's body mass, not so
Okay.
much their weight.
Okay.
Is that different? Is body mass different than weight?
Yes. Yes. Yes, because everybody has a different if you do everyone's body fat percentage,
hmm
everybody has a different percentage no matter what you weigh. Like we could weigh the same amount and have a totally different fat percentage in our body.
It's kind of something I have never slowed down to think about.
Right.
Because the density in the body, you would need more CBD.
Okay.
Less density, less CBD.
Okay.
Anyways, and Griffin said the second thing that I would suggest beyond that, like when you are on a daily manageable dose of CBD and you're contributing,
Okay.
you're waking up and you're care providing for yourself.
Okay.
He said, just like how people go to therapists, or he said, how about how people will sign up for a hobby or take a music lesson? You designate that specific time to learn a skill or to talk to someone. I would designate a certain amount of time every week, even if it's an hour, to research and find the things I love in life. That would be the only lesson. Whether it was find a new band, whether it was find a new comedian, find a new vacation resort, I would dedicate a certain amount of time every week to that task and then follow through with it, the next week or set it up for the future. Because when people come and tell you, you need to do the things that make you happy. He says most of the time people don't know what that is, and it's daunting and overwhelming to even think about what it could be. So break it down into small doses. Even if it's something really silly, like how you like hummingbirds, they do. Griffin's talking about they have these, um, is it electrical or is it glow in the dark? It's an electrical hummingbird that looks real, and then it stores the power from the sun and it lights up at night. Looks really freaking cool. He goes, if you like hummingbirds, why not buy 100 of those and have them shipped? Set them up in your house, and then you get to look at them.
Okay.
Screw everybody else. The third thing he says would be would be to learn how to crank up the finger.
Thought he was gonna say masturbate, but okay.
So close.
Right.
So close, Mom.
Right. Right.
He said you got to have enough strength to tell other people to step back and to fuck off, because you're
Right.
right, Mom. They can't see that there's a hole inside of them. It's not visible. You have to advocate for yourself, and it really sucks.
Right. And they said that today this guy was saying his mom asked him to describe what CTE feels like, and his doctor asked him to describe what brain injury feels like, and he's like, turn up your worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to describe it, and a lot of them have sensory overload, like noises bother them when they go into the grocery store, all the colors bother them. Like it's just a painful fucking existence. You know what I mean? Like they're trying, and none of them have agreed on a medication that they like. They've tried everything, even the risperidol.
There's still Griffin is talking about a protein injection that's being used,
Okay.
and that's going to be coming out. He thinks that this fall they'll be talking about a new medication. They're already
Okay.
using it now, but it is a certain kind of protein,
That they
and
inject in your brain?
it looks like they inject in your brain. That is like such a awful image. Whoa. Um, it looks like it's in the back of the neck.
Okay. And this is the
But
one
this,
that they were doing,
in the,
is this the one they were doing in Sweden or somewhere, Griff, that they were originally Sweden or
yeah,
somewhere over there?
yes.
They're bringing it over here?
Yeah, it's in some fluid.
Okay.
It's in a fluid form, and it's an injection.
Right.
It's in the back of the neck. It's really gross. I don't want to see the image anymore.
Right. We're done, but Griffin, did you see that the NFL's using Jay-Z as a distraction? Like,
Jay-Z distraction from concussions?
yes, like they're just bringing him in, like to talk about social injustice and the kneeling and the flag. And let's just not talk about the elephant in the room of the concussions when there's literally a guy that's tweeting, help me, literally right now, was on the news. The NFL needs to help me. My mind's a mess. And another guy just retired young, and it came in threes. And another guy is bleeding on the brain. A quarterback got hit in a game on Friday. Like, and they're talking to Jay-Z about the NFL doesn't care about social injustice. That's just a deflection. Let's bring in Beyonce and Jay-Z and say that we care. We don't care even about our own people. You know?
That's horrible.
I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Of course,
There's a
I
guy,
don't watch.
yeah, Jamie, there's a guy tweeting, help me, my brain's a mess. Like to the whole world from the NFL, my brain's a mess. And they're just leaving people out there.
Nobody's following up or telling the rest of the story, or?
No. Even the people on the brain injury page I'm in on are saying, is he alone? Where is he? He shouldn't be alone. And like he looks like he's on the brink of killing himself. You know what I mean? But the NFL is paying the people now huge money, and the older people don't have insurance. And I mean, Webster's wife is couch surfing. She's homeless. The NFL blackballed her. Mike Webster that you've met that's come, yeah, blackballed the whole family. It's crazy. And Roger Goodell makes enough where he could help the people with his own salary and still be a wealthy man.
Oh my
He's
God.
a commissioner. Yeah.
That's nuts.
I know. Okay, I love you guys. I missed you. Love you,
Love
Griff.
you.
I love you so much. Love you, Mom. Love you,
Love you, Mom.
everybody. Bye.
Everybody.